Hello friends, welcome back to the Mothership. Today we're doing one of my absolute favorite after-school meals from my childhood, and we're making our very own bagel bites. Let's get started. Obviously the greatest thing about a pellet smoker is the convenience, right? The other thing it can do pretty well is it can recreate the temperature swings of a traditional offset or charcoal smoker. So it goes up and down just like a real fire. And that gives us a much closer approximation to smoking than if we were just doing it in, let's say, our oven. But most smokers also have a feature that allows you to specify a specific temperature and it'll hold it there really well. What that does is allows us to actually recreate an oven, turning these things really into the easy bake oven that the internet likes to call them. So we're gonna make our bagel bites on the pellet smoker, we're gonna turn it into an oven, and we're gonna get a little bit of smoke flavor on there, and we can make them in the great outdoors. Now before we get started, if you guys could hit that subscription button down below, a like or a comment, let me know what you guys wanna do next. And I'm really enjoying putting out these videos for you guys, and I want you guys to be involved too. So let me know what I should cook next down below. First things first, we just need to activate our yeast. We're gonna take our warm water, we're gonna pour in our yeast and our white sugar. Give it a little mix together and wait 5 minutes for this to activate. 5 minutes later, I've got half of our dough, our salt, our warmed up butter, and I'm going to pour in our water and our yeast. I'm just going to give it a quick little mixy mix just to get everything kind of together. And then I'm going to add in the other half of the flour and put it on the stand mixer, and we're going to start mixing it until we get a nice ball. I mean, this is one of those subjective, it's hard to explain what kind of consistency we're looking for, but we're looking for a spongy ball. So it's going to be kind of firm, not sticky, and we're just going to put it back in here, cover it in saran wrap, and then we just wait. We wait for it to expand. You can wait anywhere from 2 hours to 6 hours. I'm probably going to wait towards the 6-hour mark. Just let the dough do its thing. Just so we're clear, this is the ball that I'm kind of talking about. See, it's still nice and spongy. It's not super sticky. It's not really sticking in my hands. This is the idea. I'm not good with dough, so I of course had to add in more flour, and then I had too much flour, so I added more water. If you're good with dough, you'll understand just the consistency that we're looking for, but we're looking for kind of like this, like a nice pizza dough. The dough is rested for about 6 hours. This is kind of what we're working with here. It's now time to make our bagels. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just cut off 45-gram balls. I have a little scale right here. Of course, my scale was out of batteries, so here's a new one. We're looking for 45 grams of dough per, which is about this big. What we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it into a ball, and then we're just gonna slowly push it into a shape like so. Get our fingers through there, and there we go. Perfect little bagel, guys. Now we're gonna take this and I'm gonna put it onto a wax paper sheet and let it rest for another 20 minutes. And then we will boil them off. While I'm letting our bagels rest, I went ahead and cubed up our cheese and our pepperoni. As we all know, bagel bites have a very distinct cheese pattern. Everything is a cube, so cube them up as small as you can. This is a total pain, but we're going for authenticity here, right guys? So cube them up nice and small. I'm using Monterrey Jack, cheddar, and just pepperoni. Our water is boiling just fine. This is just water with sugar in it basically, and we're just gonna boil off our bagels pretty quickly. We're gonna do 2 minutes on one side, then I'm gonna flip them over and do 1 minute on the other side. And it's gonna take a decent amount of time because we have a lot of these little bagels, but it'll be worth it. Let's just get them quickly boiled off and move on to the next step. Our smoker is at 350 on the precise setting. Ours is called PID on the Grilla. Yours might be something different, but we're avoiding the smoke setting. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch on the bottom rack and a whole bunch on the top rack. We're gonna let them cook right now until they start to develop kind of a crust. Right now, they're more like a ravioli than anything. I want them to start getting that crispy exterior and start turning into actual bagels. Then we're gonna take them off, cut them in half, put all of our stuff on them, and then put it back on to actually make the pizza. Let's let them do their thing. Our little bagels have been in the smoker at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. That's just to give them nice crisp and start to cook a little bit. I think these are ready now. What we're gonna do is cut them in half, and then I'm gonna put them back on the smoker for about 10-15 minutes, I think, just to get them a little more crisped up. And then we're gonna put our sauce, cheese, all those good shenanigans on there, and actually make these be the bagel bites that we know they can be. And my goodness, these are warm. But as you can see, like, they have a good bagel texture, but they're just a little bit moist inside. So I want these to crisp up a little bit more. So cut them in half at this point, put them back on, let them crisp up just slightly. After 15 minutes, these are feeling pretty good. It's like you cooked a bagel, cut it in half, and now your time to make some bagel bites. So we're going to put a little bit of sauce on these suckers. Just like so. And then I'm going to put some cheese. And we need to mix it with different types of cheese because we have a couple of options. Now the goal here, guys, is for it to melt and have that nice cheese pattern that you're used to on bagel bites. This is a nostalgia meal, right? And then we are going to put a little bit of pepperoni on top, just like so. I also have some leftover brisket that I'm probably going to throw on a couple of these. But yeah, let's recreate all of these. And then we'll put them back onto the smoker to let the cheese melt. And then it's time to consume these suckers. 15 minutes later, and these bagel bites are looking absolutely fantastic. The cheese is melted. The pepperoni looks great. I'll admit that I did do a couple of them with some leftover brisket, and they look fantastic too. And I'm ready to chomp into these things. I gotta tell you guys, this is a meal all about nostalgia. I feel like I'm about to have some Pokemon cards, sit down and watch some cartoons, but you know what? It's time to take a chomp. Oh my goodness. Guys, the smoke on these adds a different flavor I didn't know I was missing. I love these so much, and I wanted to do a pizza on the smoker, and then we decided, you know what? Let's do bagel bites. We love bagel bites. Everybody loves bagel bites. It's pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, and pizza at supper time. When pizza is on a bagel, you know I'm gonna do it on the smoker. Thanks, guys, for sticking around. You guys should definitely give these a try. You should leave me a comment, subscription, like, whatever you want to do. Let me know what I should cook next, and I'll see you guys for the next cook. Take it easy.